students. Today we're going to make a pocket solar system. We're going to need some paper, some scissors, and some tape if you have some. If you don't have tape, you could use a stapler or some glue, any other way to stick some paper together. Now, this long piece of paper, I used one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. If you have receipt tape, that's what I usually use because it's long and thin. And you're going to need about 1 meter. So I cut the paper into 4 pieces to make my solar system strip. The first step is to take your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half, burrito style. Right? Long ways. Sometimes we call that hot dog style. Once you have it in half, you're going to open it back up and you're going to fold the side to the center and the other side to the center. It's easiest if you put it down on a table so you can make sure that you get a nice even fold. If you don't have scissors at home, you can take your folds and if you fold them nice and tight, back and forth and back, you can make a nice tear without having to use scissors. Ta-da! And you would do that for each of these. Now, I have 3 pieces of tape and 4 strips of paper. And I'm going to take my strips and put them end to end and then tape them just like this. And I'm going to do that for all 4 strips of paper. And I want the tape to be on the same side. That way the tape can end up on the back when I'm ready to put my writing on the paper. Right? And here's my last one, my third one. Or my 3rd piece of tape, my 4th strip of paper. And now I have one long piece of paper. It's about 1 meter long. To create our solar system, the first thing we're going to need to do is fold this paper in half, end to end, and make a crease right in the middle. And on that crease is where we're going to put the planet Uranus. So I'm going to make a line and I'm going to write Uranus on that line. So it's right in the middle, you can see. And I wrote Uranus right on that line at the crease in the middle. The next step is to add our sun and the Kuiper belt. So the sun is going to go at the front end. So here's the top, and I wrote sun. You could even draw a little sun. And then I have my midpoint where I wrote Uranus. And I'm going to go all the way to the other end and write Kuiper belt. Okay, there's the Kuiper belt. Now I'm ready to add Saturn and Neptune. So, to add Saturn, I'm going to take the end that says Sun, and I'm going to fold it to the line that says Uranus. So the Sun all the way up to Uranus, and I'm going to make a fold. And that fold is going to be labeled Saturn. So I have the Sun, Saturn, Uranus. Now to make Neptune, I'm going to take the Kuiper belt end and I'm going to fold that to Uranus. Kuiper belt to Uranus. And on that line, I'm going to write Neptune. There you go. Neptune. So we have the Sun, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the Kuiper belt all the way at the end. to place Jupiter, we're going to take the Sun and we're going to fold it just up to Saturn. So the Sun to the Saturn line, and that's where we're going to write Jupiter. So here we go, the Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn. Now the next one is the asteroid belt. So we're going to take the Sun and fold it to Jupiter. All right, so we folded the Sun down to Jupiter, and on this line we're going to write asteroid belt. Okay, here's the asteroid belt. We're getting closer and closer to our inner planets. The next one is Mars. So you're going to take the Sun and fold it to meet the asteroid belt. So the Sun is going to fold down to the asteroid belt line. And we're going to write Mars on that line. You want to write it kind of small because the next part is to fold the Sun to Mars. But then here's the trick. Before we write anything, we're going to fold it one more time. We're going to fold that part we just folded in half again. And then when we open it up, we have 3 lines for 3 other inner planets. Ooh, this one got a little close to the Sun. So we have on the first line, well, we have the Sun, then we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So it'll look like this. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. To give you an idea of how far apart these planets are, you notice that the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, known as the inner planets, not the Sun is a star, but these 4 inner planets are very close to the Sun. And as we go out, our gas giants, or our outer planets, are very, very far apart. Now, these inner planets, like Mercury is actually 58 million kilometers from the Sun, or 0.39 astronomical units. Venus is 108 million kilometers from the Sun, or 0.72 astronomical units. The Earth is 1 astronomical unit from the Sun, and we actually defined an astronomical unit as the distance from the Sun to the Earth, because 58 million kilometers is a lot of kilometers to think about. So we sometimes use astronomical units when we're talking about distances inside of our solar system. So Earth is 1 astronomical unit away from the Sun, and then Mars is 228 million kilometers from the Sun, or 1.52 astronomical units from the Sun. And to give you a better idea, Jupiter, our first outer planet, is 778 million kilometers from the Sun, which is 5.2 astronomical units, so way further than the Earth. Then we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Neptune is our outermost planet, and it's 4,497 million kilometers from the Sun. And that translates to 30.1 astronomical units. Now I know we always ask, where's Pluto? Because we still love Pluto. Pluto is on the inner edge of the Kuiper Belt. And that inner edge of the Kuiper Belt is 5,850 kilometers from the Sun. 39.5 astronomical units. As you go through the unit, you can add pictures of some of your planets. I added Mercury, Venus with its huge atmosphere, Earth with its blue water, Mars, the red planet. I have Jupiter and its giant red spot where its storm is, Saturn with its rings. You might consider adding some of Jupiter's moons, or even moons to some of the other planets that have moons. Saturn has lots of moons. Uranus is tipped on its side, so its rings go up and down. Neptune with its blue atmosphere. And over here, the Kuiper Belt, you could draw Pluto in and some of the asteroids that are out there. So have fun and make your pocket solar system look great.